Hi, I'm Helena and welcome to my channel. So today I thought that I would do a video about sewing machines, what to think about when you buy one. This video is about what to look for when you're buying a sewing machine. Maybe you're buying a sewing machine for the first time, or maybe your sewing machine broke and you're getting a new one. I will talk about the sewing machines that I've had. So I have a Singer Starlet, I think it's 6660. I believe. If I'm incorrect, I will put the correct number there, and I will show you a video as well as some pictures of it, because it's quite heavy, so it's a bit, I can't really pick it up and show you, so I will overlay that. So that sewing machine I got in Spotlight. I bought it online and it was on sale. Originally it was something like $600 and I bought it for around the $300 mark. So if you look at Spotlight, they have a lot of good sales, and I'm sure other countries have a similar equivalent to Spotlight and have the same sort of thing. So the main difference between this one and the other one I have, which I bought when this one broke and it was off for repair, and I saw this one on sale. It was at $60, 60 Australian dollars, so that would be less US dollars, and yeah, so I saw this one, and I can't remember the number. I will put it up here, the number, and a video clip of which one I'm talking about. So I saw that on sale in Spotlight when my machine was sent away to get repaired. So I thought, oh, it's only $60 and I'd still like to sew it because it could take about a month. In the end it took about a month to repair my current one, the Starlet one, Singer Starlet. So the main difference that I've really found, the major factors, there's two major factors that are different between those two sewing machines, is the cheaper one is lighter and smaller and it has less functions. So the bigger one is heavier and a little bit more bulky, but it has more stitches, I guess. So you can do things like blind hemming, which I have done a few times and only in recent years have realized how actually good it is. And you can change the exact millimeters of the stitch. It doesn't really have you can't choose 2.5 or 2, you can't choose stitches. You've got sort of like a close together one, a medium one, and a really large one, which for most applications is really going to do you the job. It also has zigzags, and I think, yes, you can do a buttonhole on it. So the $60 one, if you really don't want to spend much money and you're maybe considering getting into sewing, I don't think it's too bad. You just got to get the appropriate needles for the appropriate fabric, and it works quite well. I used it for a while. For some applications, I actually like that one better. So one of the reasons why I like that one better in some applications is when you want to do a faux cover stitch, which is the two lines, something like, actually it would be on this hoodie, the two lines, that's usually done with a industrial, I don't know the technical industrial word for it, but a cover stitch machine. So the front will be two stitches and the back is some more of a zigzag. If you can get a twin needle and you can do that faux on your home sewing machine. Yeah, you can do it at home on your home sewing machine. So on the $60 one, there is two little slots at the top, which I'll insert a picture of or a video, which you can put two threads in. But the Singer Starlet, it doesn't actually have that option, which I find kind of annoying because, like, it's hard to, where do I put the other thread when I want to do a double twin needling, sorry. So sometimes when I want to do twin needling, I will just use that machine. But I found that I'm just sticking to zigzagging hems of jerseys and knits instead of twin needling, because sometimes it can sort of get a bit finicky, so I end up using my main machine anyway. The other thing, so I've done buttonholes on both machines. I don't really like it. I don't find either one of them better than the other, given that one is originally $600 and the other one is originally $99. Both, I find them exactly the same. I think the issues with buttonholes are how thick your fabric is, and it's just hard for domestic machines to do that. There are industrial buttonhole machines and places you can go to get a few buttonholes done, which is probably what I will do if I do buttonholes, but usually I avoid buttonholes because it's like the machine gets stuck because the fabric is too thick and it can't push, the feed dogs can't be pushed through, and then it just stuffs up that part of the garment and you've spent this whole time. So I've recently been using snaps because they are much easier. The other sewing machine that I have is a overlocker. So I have a Brother overlocker. I can't remember the number, I will put it up there, as well as overlay a clip of that. So that one I like a lot. I haven't got another overlocker to compare it to. I believe I didn't purchase it myself, it was a gift from my boyfriend, but it was more than $300. I think it might have been, I don't know what the original price is, but somewhere between $400 and $600, but I think he might have paid closer to $400. I will look up that specific model and see what price it's going for right now. But a lot of people are really hesitant to get an overlocker and they're very nervous about getting an overlocker, which is kind of weird to me because I love my overlocker. I love to use it. It's really, really good if you want to use or sew with a stretch fabric like a jersey fabric or a lycra. It's much easier and a much sturdier stitch, and that particular machine, the Brother machine, I find it's very, some machines, for instance, the two sewing machines I've talked about, they're very fussy and they want the exact needle for the exact thickness and the exact type of fabric, and it has to be exactly right, and it has to be, you know, for instance, for some fabrics I have to use a needle called sharps, and when you should not necessarily have to for that particular fabric, but it's just works so much better if I use those particular needles from that exact brand. Like I could even use a different brand and it could stuff it up, but this overlocker, it's not really fussy at all. I don't know if I've even changed the overlocking needles. I really should have. So overall, these two machines, one being, I just looked on the website now, it's currently on sale for $350, and the cheaper one is still $99. Which would be the better one to pick? Or would I pick the $350 one again? Would I buy that exact machine? And honestly, no. I wouldn't. I would try a different one. It's not because it's bad, but it's not amazing. It's not. I'm not blown away. Not that I was expecting to, but it hasn't really done anything special. But the other one, if you did buy for $99, I won't think I'd be disappointed with that. I think it's you get what you pay for. Keeping in mind that you don't have as many stitch functions and as easy control, and you don't have as many different options of stitches. I've currently lent it to my little sister because she wanted to try a few different things, or I've try out sewing a few different easy things and making some alterations to some of her clothes, and it's okay. Yeah, so the last machine, like I said, that I have is the Brother overlocker machine. I've really had no issues with this machine. I've had it for at least more than 2 years, and I haven't had any issues with it at all. It sews very easily, and it's really good for stretch fabrics, and it's obviously really good to finish seams. What I'd really like to get is a cover stitch machine. So if I was someone and I was looking to get an overlocker, I'll be looking at the more reputable brands such as Brother and Singer. I can obviously recommend this particular model, and if you are scared of buying an overlocker, I would go for it. So ultimately, when you're choosing a sewing machine, I would just really think about what works best for you. Are you a new sewer? Have you ever sewed before? If you haven't, I'd probably go with the cheaper option, the one like, or something similar to that, in that sort of price range. But perhaps if you've had a little bit of sewing experience, then I would choose something that has a few more stitch options, like the blind stitch, because I do find that is very useful. You can do blind stitches, blind hems by hand, but I recently, in the last year or two, used the blind stitch hem feature on that machine that I mentioned, and it makes things so quick. It makes hemming a suit, pants, anything super quick and simple, and it's very neat and it's very nice. In terms of if you wanted to upgrade from a sewing machine, like I mentioned, the $350 Singer Starlet one, I don't think it's worth getting a more expensive domestic machine if you want to get a better sewing experience. If you really wanted to get, like, you could get a different one of the same similar value, but to replace the one you already have if you don't want to get an industrial machine. But if you are someone who already has a domestic machine and you already have, say it's broken, or you want something that's better at sewing heavier weight fabrics, or something that's a bit more sturdy, or something that's going to last you a long time, then I would look into industrial sewing machines, which obviously this video is not about, but I'll link some videos below that I've seen of other people which they talk about those. The one that in my fashion school, that the university, they used mostly the same ones. It was a Juki machine, which they have a lot of a good reputation, as far as I understand. So if I ever was to upgrade from the current domestic 2 machines that I have, I would probably buy a industrial machine. They just make sewing easier. So to recap, the first one, good for if you're a new sewer, you're going to be moving the sewing machine around a lot. Maybe you might even take it, maybe you have a boyfriend, maybe you have somewhere else to go, you might be moving it between houses. Then I would get something like that, which it is considerably smaller and it has a handle. If it's not going to be moved, you want more stitches, you want more options, you want to be able to control the stitch length more easily to the millimeter, then the Singer would be better.